Hello, this is Mountain Limited, back for another villain list video. Now we're on Action Comics. Uh, I've done all the Flash comics, currently on Green Lantern, done all the Wonder Woman, done all the Superman. Basically, a decent way through, at least DC-wise. Done most of Batman, still need to do Brave and the Bold, but other than that, I'm basically done that front. You've seen a lot of them so far, and trust me, there's a lot to get through. This is like the fourth one out of, well, the slides are over, if you can see it, is 1,384. So, yeah. Anyway, Action Comics. Let's begin. And as I teased before, our first villain is Beatrice B. Carroll, first appearing in Action Comics #1, last appearing in Secret Origins Volume 2, #1, created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. She was a singer at the Harlow Club and was romantically involved with Jack Kennedy. She killed Jack Kennedy when she found out she was having an affair with another girl and framed her for it. She fought against Superman. Butch Matson, or Butch Mason, first appeared in American Action Comics #1, was raced by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Fought against Superman, was a criminal who was the first person to kidnap Lois Lane. His eyes were blue and he was just an average mobster, basically. Now, a Zatara villain. If you don't know who Zatara is, which is fair, it's Zatanna's dad. Yes, Zatara had comics where he did appear in and had villains. This is the first one, to be exact. Tigress, or at least the first person to use the title of Tigress. She fought against Zatara, appeared in the first Action Comics. For Action Comics #1, she was created by Frederick Gordonier. She attempted to rob a freight train, attempted to kill Mr. Space, wealthy men, and was pressured mob bosses to help her in her crime spree. Anyway, next we got a Mr. America villain. If you don't remember who Mr. America was, fair point. I think he was in a review of the Golden Age. It was a very of Golden Age, the GSA Golden Age comics. He was basically this random guy who had a flag of the USA and had a suit, but half of it was the USA flag. I'm sure I'm not going very far into detail, but he was a villain of the time, basically. And one of his most major villains was One-Eyed Gora, first appearing in Action Comics #2. He was a pretender to the throne of the Sealed City, this mystical city somewhere in the Sahara. Created by Bernard Bailey, he had a teleprojecto system and had a serum to evolve human folks into yellow-skinned, pointy-eared rat men. It was that time of century. Anyway, Ghost 1, or first Ghost, person to go on a title as Ghost, who fought again. His first appearance was Action Comics #2. He was created by Frederick Grenadier, or Gardenier. He fought against Zatara. This is the second villain Zatara went against, and worked for Adam Springer. He haunted a farm and was a ploy by Adam Springer to convince his brother to sell the farm, I think. I think I missed that part out. My apologies. Anyway, moving on. We've got Roton, who also fought against Mr. America in the mythical nation of Nestralia, only appearing in Action Comics #5, created by Bernard Bailey. He attempted to overthrow the Australian government and was a known revolutionary. Next, it's Hotep. First appearing in Action Comics number 5. He was created by Fred Grenadier. He forgets Zatara. He was a wizard with impressive magical powers. He was a priest of Bobastiz, even though I'm pretty sure if he was Egyptian, he should have been for Amen, not for some random other being, but who cares? He escaped execution by placing himself in suspended animation and faking his own suicide. Interesting. Dr. Kichung, first appearing in Action Comics number 8, last appearing in Action Comics number 9. He fought against Mr. America. He was created by Bernard Bailey. He operated in the mythical country of Sungway, or it was Sungway a place? I completely forgot. There's way too many people to go through, so you eventually forget stuff. He was Chinese. The Mad Llama, first appearing in and only appearing in Action Comics number 9. His actual name was Gerbil. He fought against Zatara, was created by Gardner Fox and Fred Grenadier. He was a great and wicked monk with strong mental powers. He had plans to take over the world. And yes, the picture is as awful as you can see. Captain Syndra only appeared in Action Comics number 11. Was created by Gardner Fox and Fred Grenadier. Fought against Pep Morgan, the only appearance of a Pep Morgan villain. He appeared in many comics, Pep Morgan did. This is the only villain I can find that actually has an image about him. He operated in Latara. He attempted to assassinate Don Luis Ramos and was a weapons smuggler. Superman's first supervillain, and possibly the first supervillain, although that's up to debate. Ultra Humanite. The first appearance in Action Comics number 13. He was played by Joe Siegel and Joe Shuster. He fought against Superman, who was Superman's first recurring nemesis. He was the most agile and loaded brain on Earth. He replaced his brain with many things. And it's possible that one of his minions was Luthor, because one of the minions looks like what Luthor did in very early stages, where he had hair. So it is possible that Luthor was his minion. It could also be someone else. The Ice Menace, another Zatara villain. This one's actual name is Mr. Burner, even though his whole thing is ice. His only appearance was in Action Comics number 15. He was created by Garner Fox and Fred Grenadier. He was an extortionist who developed a heat ray that used to melt parts of polar ice caps, causing floods and all that jazz. Ool. Another Zatara villain. His first only appearance was in Action Comics number 16, created by Garner Fox and Fred Grenadier. His sons were Gula and Paro. He was the ruler of Saturn and was a Saturnian. Gorilla King, only appearing in Action Comics number 19, and was another Zatara villain. His actual name being Herbert Handers. He was created by Garner Fox and Fred Grenadier. He committed a string of robberies across the world, and committed a bunch of robberies around the world. Using a band. I think I misspelled that. It's supposed to say using a band, which were being. Okay, I really misspelled it there. So he committed a string of robberies, but he did it with a band of gorillas. So he mind controlled a bunch of gorillas. He also lived in a hidden city in Mexico. Sorry, that was spelled hilariously wrong. My deepest apologies. Dolores Winters, also known as one of the vessels for Ultra Humanite. Her first appearance was in Action Comics number 20. The last appearance was in Justice League Crisis of Justice number 5. She followed in Superman, created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. She was an actress. As we know, her body was taken over by Ultra Humanite. She was a rising star on the silver screen, too. Alexis, or Lex Luthor, Earth 2-1, as that was the first one. First appearing in Action Comics number 23, last appearing in Crisis of Infinite Earths number 9. He fought against Batman, Robin, Superman, and Superboy, created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. He had his own planet, Luthoria, I think it was called, or Lexor. I don't entirely remember. I think it was Luthoria. He operated in Metropolis. With Mask, or the first person with Mask, or Mask 1. Another Zatara villain, this one who worked with Tigress. Created by Garner Fox and Fred Guinevere, only appeared in Action Comics number 22. He had the ability to mimic anyone. He took on the appearance of the president of Mike Bank at the time, Ed Burton. Zola, only appearing in Action Comics number 30, created by Joe Siegel and Jack Burnley. He fought against Superman. He was a warlord who operated in the Sahara Desert and destroyed the lost city of Ulunda. Spider-One, or the first person to take the title of Spider. His only appearance was at Action Comics number 35. He fought against Mr. America. He was created by Ken Fitch and Bernard Bailey. He had attempted to destroy a new defense system for America, or sabotage it. He was a saboteur. He bombed the new recruits during the march on the street. During one of those American marches and parades. He was sort of like a bomber. One of the, what was it? The 2013 Boston bombing. Yeah, that was basically him, but in the 1920s. Think of it like that, at least. Ghost. No idea which one this was. Only appearing in Action Comics number 39, he was created by Jerry Siegel and Leo Nowak. His actual name being Brett Bryson. He was an accident gave him powers similar to Superman. So basically, he was indestructible, could see basically through anything, could fly, and I don't think he had an immunity. I don't think he had problems with kryptonite. So he was basically stronger than that Superman in that fact. His employees was an employee of Chalmers Laboratory and fought Superman. Queen Bee, first appearing in Action Comics number 42, last appearing in Action Comics number 49, fought against Mr. America and Fat Man. Fat Man was Mr. American's psychic. Her actual name was Lisa Raven. She was played by Ken Fitch and Bernard Bailey. She was the daughter of a brilliant psychologist who specialized in working with the brain. Supposedly, she went mad and went on a criminal spree. She was eventually stopped. The Shade. His first appearance in Action Comics number 43, last appearance in Action Comics number 44. His actual name is T. Hole Carter and fought against the Vigilante. The Vigilante did appear around when the Action Comics reached the 40 mark. This was his first villain. He was created by Mort Weisinger and Mort Meskin. He attempted to kill Billy Gunn. Next, it's Count von Henschel. He only appeared in Action Comics number 45. He was created by Jerry Siegel and Leo Nowak. He was a German. He fought against Superman. He was obsessed with hunting the most dangerous and challenging big game and decided that the Man of Steel's head should be on his trophy wall. He was a very big game hunter. The Head. Only appearing in Action Comics number 45. He fought against Vigilante and his sidekick, Stuff, the Chinatown Kid, created by John Weisinger and Mort Meskin. He was tasked with starting a Tong War in Chinatown, basically a gang war. He was affiliated with a local Japanese secret society called the Dagger of Kali, which sounds more Indian because Kali is technically an Indian deity, but and his minions were Lefty and Bugsy. Thunderbolt, only appearing in Action Comics number 45. He fought against Mr. America and Fat Man. He was created by Ken Fitch and Bernard Bailey. He had a lightning gun. He robbed Banks. His minion was named Smitty. Cobra, Chitara villain, and only appearing in Action Comics number 45 with a cool looking design. His actual name was J. Hamilton Sears. He was created by Garner Fox and Joshua Sulman. His minion was named Butch, and he deactivated a thief alarm. The Domino, only appearing in Action Comics number 46. Actual name being Jeff Farnham. He fought against Superman. He was created by Jerry Siegel and Paul Cassidy. He was a rich socialite and who doubled as a racketeer. He tried opening a rigged gambling ring in an amusement park. He also might have been a vampire. Anyway, moving on. This is the next two are Vigilante's most recurring villains around the time. That was Rainbow Man and Dictionary. Rainbow Man's first appearance was in Action Comics number 46. He fought Vigilante and Stuff the Chinatown Kid, created by Mort Weisinger and Mort Meskin. He was a gang leader. His minions were Dictionary, Dinky, and Dixie. And he robbed banks. Dictionary. First appearance in Action Comics number 46, created by Mort Weisinger and Mort Meskin. The actual name being William Deegan, who was Vigilante and Stuff the Chinatown Kid, was a member of the Rainbow Man's gang, and had a tendency to use big words in his speech. Basically very complex words like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, stuff like that. Anyway, moving on. Scorpion, or at least the second person to take up his title, Scorpion 2, for that matter. His only appearance was in Action Comics number 47. He fought against Vigilante and Stuff the Chinatown Kid. He was created by Mort Weisinger and Mort Meskin. He and his gang specialized in robbing charity events, so he doesn't believe in charities, thinking about a scam. Makes some sense, depending on opinion. My personal opinion, some charities are legit scams, others have some good causes. He was American and he was a gang leader. The Top. His appearance was in Action Comics number 48. He fought against Superman. His actual name was Jefferson Smith. He was created by Jerry Siegel and John Cicala. He ran a used car racket, and his hair was brown. The Lash. First appearing in Action Comics number 48. Last appearing in Action Comics 72. He was created by Mort Misker and Mort Meskin. He fought against Vigilante and Stuff the Chinatown Kid. He was a car thief and he had a whip. Pied Piper 3. Only appearing in Action Comics number 48. He worked with Queen Bee for a brief period of time. He fought against Mr. America and Fat Man. He was created by Ken Fitch and Bernard Bailey. His music compelled the VIPs that were previously drugged by that Queen Bee drug to follow him and then hold them for ransom with Queen Bee. Puzzler. His first appearance was in Action Comics number 49. His last appearance was in Superman number 20. It was created by Jerry Siegel and John Cicala. He followed Superman. He was a gambler and a criminal who was an extortionist who based all of his crimes off puzzles. There you go, the name. Prankster. First appearing in Action Comics number 51. Last appearing in Action Comics number 88. Actual name in Oswald Loomis. His whole thing was giving some pranks. Created by Jerry Siegel and John Cicala. And they were fought against Superman. The Emperor of America. The only appearing in Action Comics number 52. Created by Jerry Siegel and John Cicala. He fought against Superman. He was created an invisible way, which people lose their initiative to become apathetic. He was a despot and he was American. Basically wanted to try to coup the government. And made a don't care gun. Night Owl, another Superman villain, only appearing in Action Comics number 53. He was created by Jerry Siegel and John Cicala. He had perfected the means of seeing in the dark. He plotted to throw Metropolis into darkness so his fungus can rob the city blind. He was American. Captain Iron Fist, actual name being Stanley Fidgecombe. His only appearance was in Action Comics number 54. He fought against Superman. He was created by Jerry Siegel and John Cicala. He suffered from hallucinations. He owned the fun park in Metropolis called Pleasure Island. Next, it's another Mr. America villain, Dr. Ito. His first appearance was in American Comics number 56. Last appearance is American Comics number 74. It was created by Bernard Bailey. He was known as the most dangerous man in the world, somehow. He's also both German and American and Japanese at the same time. Don't know how he got that. Adonis. Adonis is actually quite a tragic thing. He was first appeared in Action Comics number 58, last appearing Superman number 20. James Trevor tried to get his face mended because he's an actor, and he needed to shoot a bit and due to an accident, his face got absolutely destroyed. But the sus doctor he got it from, Dr. Menace, a name that will go down in history, basically held his face for ransom and forced him to commit a bunch of robberies. Supposedly he was actually pretty successful. He later died, rest in peace Adonis, by killing Dr. Menace. Is it playing out his suffering, or will they both be locked together in hell? Who knows? Anyway, he was created by Jerry Siegel and Sam Citron, and he fought Superman. The Dummy. This is actually a very important villain for Vigilante, because that's Vigilante's main nemesis and stuff they're trying to town kids. Dummy, he has been in a lot. First appearing in Leading Comics number 1. I've already done all the Leading Comics bits, so that's stuff. His last appearance was in Vigilante, the City Lights, Prairie Justice. That's a true story. It's supposedly also a real comic of number 4, created by Morton Weisinger and George Papp. He carried a cane, capable of firing powerful force beam, and was a criminal mastermind. He also was one of the many people called the Dummy, and was a tiny man with weird-looking spectacles. Anyway, the Fiddler, actual name being Benjamin Brown, another Vigilante villain. This one first appears in Action Comics number 59, last appears in Action Comics number 146. Even though it says pity the blind, the Fiddler is not blind. He commits It's like I think it was Mastermind number 3 in the Batman comics. Basically, you use blind people, or in this case, his own blindness, supposedly, to rob people, such as committing a heist on a yacht, supposedly. Toyman, appearing first in Action Comics number 46, not 46, 64, created by Don C. Cameron and Ed DeBroca. Action name being Winslow Scott, yeah, Scott, very hard to say. He pulled off a string of successful robberies through creative uses of armed toys, inventions, like supposedly like giant killer marching soldiers or truck bombs. He was a professional colonel and he fought against Superman. Colonel von Gleb, only appearing in Action Comics number 46, 64. Can't notice people going around. He fought against Mr. America. He was a colonel in the Wehrmacht. And by if Germany could have won against Soviets, they kept on calling the Wehrmacht. It's Wehrmacht. W is a V in German. He was created by Joseph Green and Bernard Bailey. He occupied a small Russian village and he had a minion called Herman. Thinker 2, that's what it is, Thinker 3. Only appearing in Action Comics number 70, created by Don C. Cameron, John Simonson, and Pete Riz. Yes, there was a guy called Pete Riz. What a name. He fought against Superman. He was a gang chieftain, whatever that was, and was well known in underworld circles. He tried to kill Clark Kent and operated in Metropolis. Hobby Robber. Many people take that name. Only appearance in Action Comics number 73, actual name being Lucius Spruce. He fought against Superman. He was created by Jerry Siegel and Sam Citron. His minions were Mooch and Dipper, and his eyes were brown. His whole thing was robbing people's hobbies. Pan, first appearing in Superman number 28, last appearing in Wonder Woman Volume 2 number 13. Fought against Sitara and Hawkman. His minion was Ross Clark. His other alias was Pandorocus, and was a god of the wild and rustic music. J. Wilbur Wolfenham, first appearing in Superman number 26, last appearing in Superman Family number 216. He was created by Don C. Cameron and Ira Yarbrough. His nephew was Wormwood Wolfenham. He was a conman who cheated many good people out of their money and was basically a scammer, or at the time would be called a confidence man. He had a bunch of confidence because he was trying to scam people. Mr. Mxyzptlk, first appearing in Superman number 30, created by Jerry Siegel and Ira Yarbrough, from the world of Zith. He fought against Superman, Batman, Batmite. Mr. Mxyzptlk and Batmite had a very, very deep feud. I think it's because of the disputes on which superhero is better. And Robin. Was supposedly Mr. Mxyzptlk had a son too. Don't know if that's true. He was a court jester, so it's Batman now I think about it, and has his eyes supposedly blue. Water Sprite, only appearing in Action Comics number 82. He fought against Superman. His actual name was Kenneth Darby. He was a building constructor. He's bald, and he operated in Metropolis. Mr. Minute, only appearing in Action Comics number 92. He fought against Vigilante and stuffed the Chinatown Kid. He was created by Mort Meskin. He had 2 henchmen. He was bald and he had glasses. The first Monocle, or Monocle 1, first appearing in All Flash Comics number 1. Technically, this is a Flash villain. And last appearing in Action Comics number 94 for against Zatara and the Flash, the OG Flash. He was created by Garner Fox and Everett E. Hibbard. He had a monocle and his hair was black. Mr. Twister, only appearing in Action Comics number 1696. His actual name was Dun Judd. But he fought against Superman. He was created by Pete Riz. When I say it, I'm thinking of Pete Riz. Modern times have just made his man's name a pun. He was a writer and he was American. Merlin. Yes, Merlin was briefly a villain. Supposedly it was a long con scheme working with others with like Apollonius, the Oracle of Delphi, Thoth the Egyptian, and Caligula the Great. Supposedly Caligula the Great is an actual person. He was a very good con man, supposedly. First appearing in New Comics number 3 for against Zatara, who on Earth was Peachy Pet, Johnny Thunder's girlfriend basically, and Johnny Thunder himself, the second known Johnny Thunder villain. There's not that many Johnny Thunder villains. Johnny Thunder needs some more memorable villains. He appears on 4 separate Earths. He was a sorcerer and his hair is white. The Oracle of Delphi, first appearing in Action Comics number 100. He fought against Zatara, worked with all those said people. He was high priest of the Temple of Apollo. He had the ability of was precognition, and he had a crystal ball. Count Alessandro Cagliostro, first appearing in Action Comics number 100, fought against Zatara, Batman, Robin. His actual name was Giuseppe Balsamo. He was a famed alchemist and occultist. He was also a fraud and worked with all those people. We do not get to see who Thoth the Egyptian was, and I don't think you get to see what Apollonius was. Hey, Jesse James, or at least a guy claiming to be Jesse James. First appearing in was Western Comics number 1. Need to get that one. It was created by Mort Meskin for against Vigilante and Stuck the Chinatown Kid. He was a thief who was named after a historical outlaw. His hair was black. He had 2 guns. Chameleon, a Superman villain created by Al Pacino. Only appearing in Action Comics number 126. His minions were Danko and Ace. He was American and he operated in Metropolis. Did I go too far back? No. Luigi Maximo, only appearing in Action Comics number 154, and maybe the only known at this moment Congo Bill villain. Leader of the Octopus League, he attempted to rig election in San Marino, of all places. There's better places to do it, trust me. And he was Italian. Leguile, only appearing in Action Comics number 155, he was the dictator of Franconia. For against Superman, he was also a robot, invented by Drusilla Rhodes as a puppet while she did all the work, and worked with Andrew Alvin. Aunt Minerva, only appearing in Action Comics 160, actually named being Minerva Kent. She fought against Superman. She appears twice in the Adventures of Superman show, which I didn't know exists. I'm pretty sure many people didn't. He was the sister of the late John Kent. She had a parrot and a cat, and at the end of the story, she marries her suitor, or up to Bates Stalker. Crime Czar, first appearing in Action Comics number 165, he fought against Superman, actual name being Mr. Fleming. Created by Bill Finger and Wayne Boring, he was the assistant mayor of Metropolis and was American. Lariat, only appearing in Action Comics number 82, who he fought against Vigilante and stuffed the Chinatown Kid. He was created by Bob Brown. He was a thief, his hair was brown, and he was American. The Evil Three. These are three Krypton. These are the first Phantom Zoners, I believe the term is. They being U-Ban, Kizo, and Mala. First appearing in Superman number 65, last appearing in Action Comics number 194. They're all brothers, fought against Superman and Jor-El, and attempted to coup the Kryptonian government, which is with a device that stuck moisture out of the atmosphere, supposedly. Bronno, only appearing in Action Comics number 220. He was created by Al Pacino. He fought against Superman. He was a robot controlled by two unnamed aliens. His hair was brown and wanted to win the Interplanetary Olympics against Superman. Zonar. Well, first appeared in Action Comics number 223. His last appearance was in Superboy number 158. His actual name was K-Zor. He fought against Superman and Jor-El. He was created by Frank Robbins and Bob Brown and was a Kryptonian villain and a Phantom Zoner. Brainiac, at least the first one. Cyril Dox the First. His first appearance was in Action Comics number 242. He was created by Otto Biner and Al Pacino. He was a super talented villain from the planet Kolu. Going to Batman, Robin, and Superman, he reduced and absconded, captured, or taken the great Kryptonian city of Kandor. And Coco, Brainiac's pet monkey, first appeared in Action Comics 242. He is supposed to be an alien monkey, but white and small. Created by Otto Brunner and Al Pacino. Basically, he was made as Brainiac's listening guy to all things he's talked about. His hair's white. Xerxes, the second person claimed to be Xerxes. This one being a Superman villain. Only appearing in Action Comics 243, he was played by Otto Biner and Wayne Boring. She claimed was in a she thinks she was an alien. She was an alien scientist, and she claimed she was destined to be a legendary sorceress. She operated from a small island in the Mediterranean. Zach Cole, a villain from Kandor who escaped. His only appearance was in Action Comics number 245. Good to call him a Phantom Zoner, although he did actually escape Kandor, not the Phantom Zone. Before going to Superman, he developed the enlarging ray called Ilium 349, which he used to escape Kandor with. Pardon me. He was created by Otto Biner and Wayne Boring. He was a Kryptonian scientist and criminal who lived in the Bald City. Clock 1. Or the first clock. His only appearance was in Action Comics number 251. He was created by Robert Bernstein and Al Pacino. Before against Superman, he hid all his loot in a clock. He had black hair and was American. He was also very jumpy, it seemed. Metallo, or at least the first Metallo. His first appearance was in Action Comics number 252, actual name being John Corbin, for Superman, and it was created by Rob Bernstein Albustino. He was a kryptonite-powered enemy, who was an unscrupulous reporter worked in the metropolis area. Basically, the original Metallo basically wasn't sort of like Terminator or wasn't like that. He was just a guy who had had some metal parts for a body, but for most people it's like more like Iron Man, but the suit is now a skeleton, so Wolverine in that sense. Basically, you're just a reporter you fought against sometimes. An anti-Superman reporter, basically, which I think most people forget. Elgar Kerr, a Phantom Zoner who switched place with Jimmy Olsen, created by Alvin. Oh wait, no, do you class people escaping from the policy of Kandor as Phantom Zoners or criminal Kandorians? As a professional Batman comic reader and Captain Desmo reader, I can definitely say I have no idea. So, who knows? Only appearing in Action Comics number 253, he switched himself with Jimmy Olsen for Event Superman. He sought to destroy Superman himself. Bizarro number 1. Technically, that is his full actual title. First appearance in Action Comics number 254. Last appearance in DC Comics Presents number 97. He was created by Otto Binder and Al Pacino. He fought against Superman. He was married to Bizarro Lewis Lane, and was a defective duplicate of Superman. There's also New Bizarro, which could also be classed as Bizarro 2, or the Bizarro of Bizarro. Basically, it's better clone, but not as great. Still had the talking impairment, and it wasn't really that smart, so yeah, it basically resembles Superman in all but speech. His first appearance was in Action Comics number 54. His last appearance was in Action Comics number 255. He resembles Superman with all but speech, because it was Bizarro, basically. Created by Otto Binder and Al Pacino, well on Superman. I wonder where he went. I think you believe that he collapsed to dust, but I personally think we should bring him back because it would be funny. Got Bizarro Lois Lane, just appearing in Action Comics number 255, last appearing in DC Comics Presents number 97, created by Otto Binder, well, Superman, was the wife of Bizarro and mother of Bizarro Jr. She was a duplicate. She was the product of a duplication ray. His eyes were blue, and her eyes were blue. Pardon me. Oh yeah, there was another Congo Bill villain. Thanks. Anyway. Yeti, first appearing in Action Comics number 255. He operated in the Himalayas, basically the actual Yeti. Fur-covered humanoid, basically like also known as the Abdominal Snowman. Just a Sasquatch, but winter version. Supposedly also on 4 different Earths. The Anti-Superman Gang. First appearing in Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 39. They fought against Superman, Lois Lane, and Jimmy Olsen. Their members were John Kiley, Ace Manton, Big Bob Kruger, Insect Queen, or Velvet O'Mara, Urko the Terrible, and others. Literally, they're there's nearly, I think there's 10 members. Some of them did actually have fandom pages, which I think I forgot to put in. My deepest apologies. Just look up. I think the ones that did were John Kiley and Insect Queen. I don't think the rest had any. They used criminal resources to try and destroy Superman. The whole thing was to kill Superman. Led by John Kiley himself. They tried many methods in doing so. Hercules, or later known as Roger Tate, not to confuse with Andrew Tate. Is Andrew Tate's brother also named Roger Tate? Who knows? Hey, his first appearance was Action Comics number 257. The last appearance was Action Comics number 320 for Superman. He fell in love with Lois Lane, and he was propelled in time due to a machinations of Lex Luthor, where they fought with Superman. Originally, they were teamed up together during the times of Superboy. When Superman appeared, it did not go well. They fought a lot. The Joker, for a brief appearance, first appeared in Batman #1, fought against Batman and Robin. His first appearance, he was Thresh Curdle, played by Jerry Robinson, Bob Kane, and Bill Finger. His descendant, this was Ricoj, originally known as Red Hood. Lesla Law, the first Supergirl villain. First appearance, Action Comics number 278. Last appearance was Superman Family number 206. She was created by Jerry Siegel and Jim Mooney. He was one of the many Kryptonians living in the Ball City. She was one of the many Kryptonians in the Ball City. Kandor, she was a double of Lara Zor-El, an evil double. The Durlans, the first appearance officially was Action Comics number 283. Unofficially was 267. Created by Rob Bernstein and Kurt Swan. They operated from the city of the planet of Durla. They're an extraterrestrial race of Street Sisters. They were a part of the invading force of Earth with the Dominators. The Legion of Supervillains. They fought against Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. One of the first, of the debate, villain teams. The first appearance was Superman 147. The last appearance was the Legion of Superheroes, Volume 6, number 16. The members were, can you see there's my mouse. Cosmic King, which was over here. Lightning Lad is in the middle. Saturn Queen, I do not see if so she may be clipped off screen. Nemesis Kid. I think it was, no, Nemesis Kid had a giant neck. Part of my language here. What collar? That was it. A giant flipped out collar. Superboy Prime, which I don't think he's actually in this picture. It didn't appear for a long time. Sun Emperor, which I believe he's Sun Emperor. Tarek the Mute, which I believe is possibly him. Beauty Blaze, which may have been her. A lot of these people weren't really aren't actually. These are from all over time, so not all of these people may be actually in this. So Blue Blaze, Black Mace is definitely not in this. Chameleon Chief, don't believe so. Dr. Regulus, I think he was actually around here. I did actually see him in the original image, if you go to a thing, it does show you a bunch of which the ones they look like. You get to see a bunch more during the whole thing. Earthman is definitely not in this. He didn't appear till I think it was till the 90s, maybe even modern day. Emerald Empress, not in this. Espalas, don't think she's in this. Golden Boy, I'm not entirely sure if he's in this either. Gimbal the Chaseman, who knows? Chaseman. Hunter, no, don't believe so anyway. Lazon, no. Magnolad is not in this image. Microlad, Mistmaster, Nurax. Nurax is actually in this image. He's that one with the sign coming off him. All there. I think he was all there. This kid. Persuader, Radiation Roy. That's Radiation Roy over there in his old suit. Ronker. I don't entirely know where Ronker is. Probably got some of them wrong. Silver Slasher. I think that's Silver Slasher. That's a sort of silvery color. Spider Girl. Wait, no, I think that's Spider Girl because it has the sort of attire of a spider. Storm Boy. Terrace. Terrace is this zombie-looking thing. Pharaox, Titania, Tusker, Tyr, Universal, Vildas, and Zimmer aren't in the picture. They're a feared coalition of supervillains. They vowed to slay their opposite numbers, the Legionnaires, and bring chaos to the galaxy. Ironically, Lightning Lads, I think it's Lightning Lads, both his sister and brother are members of the Legion of Superheroes, so that's kind of awkward. Anyway. Jax first appearing in Superman Action Comic number 284. Oh, this is a Phantom Zoner. He was created by Otto Banner and George Papp. He once was a scientist who worked for the Kryptonian Space Center with his colleague Jor-El. The rocketry experiment decimated the planet of Wegthor, and that's why he was sent to the Phantom Zone to fight Superman and Supergirl. He refused Superman into. He supposedly also had advanced Kryptonian leprosy, which is ouch. Professor Vacox, first appearing in Action Comics number 284, last appearing in DC Comics Present number 97. He was created by Rob Bernstein and Kurt Swan. His other alias was Vacox instead of no dash in it. Whereas Superman was a notorious Kryptonian criminal who survived the destruction of his home planet. He also teamed up with Jaxer a bunch of times. Dr. Zandu, first appearing in Action Comics number 284, last appearing in DC Comics number 97. Also, actual mean being Zadu, basically the same name. Created by Rob Bernstein and George Papp. His wife was Erdine Zeda. He was conducting illegal experiments about suspended animation, which weren't happy with. The Superman Revenge Squad, first appearing in Superman number 94, last appearing in Superman number 441. They had a confederation of troubled types across the galaxy who just wanted to kill Superman before getting Superman and Batman, created by Robin Bernstein and George Papa, missed an hand. They were formed on Wexer 2. Positive Man, first appearing in Action Comics number 287, created by Dave Siegel and Jim Mooner. The 48th Supergirl. He once was an alien scientist who blew up his planet while creating a doomsday bomb. His body is now a massive part of positive energy. and transferred, which was a bunch of positive ions and positive energy competing with negative energy and negative ions. Crew L, Noah Phantom Zona, first appearing in Action Comics number 297. For then Superman, he was created by Leo Dorfman and Jim Mooney. He developed forbidden weapons. He was nicknamed the Stain, the first stain on the name of L, and was a weapons broker. The famed General Zod, his first appearance was actually not that tyrannical, at least nowadays. No tyrant really does look like that anymore. Well, at least modern Zod doesn't look like that anymore. Look, personally, I think that's the coolest one for him. His first appearance was Adventure Comics number 283. He was created by Robert Bernstein and George Papp. He followed Superman and Supergirl. His actual name was Drew Zod. He was a Kryptonian military officer. He is also known as the Combatant or Commandant. El Mon, first appearing in Superboy number 86, his actual name being Largand. He was created by Rob Bernstein and George Papp and Mr. And again, he fought against Superman. His eyes were blue, and he adopted the name Bob Cobb. Supposedly, he went peacefully back into the Phantom Zone after a while. Black Flame, her first appearance was Action Comics number 304, last appearing in Krypton on Chronicles number 2, created by Leo Dorfman and Jim Mooney. Her actual name was Zora Villar, created by twice. Damn it. She fought against Supergirl and Superman and Batman. Toran, his only appearance was Action Comics number 307. He was created by Leo Dorfman and Jim Mooney. His other alias was Michael Barnes. He fought against Superman and Supergirl. He attempted to sue Supergirl into marrying him as revenge on Superman. He also worked as a high school teacher in Midvale. Jer M. First appearance in Action Comics number 309, last appearing in Phantom Zone number 4. He fought against Supergirl. He was a mad prophet of Roa. He caused the Argo City destruction. He intended to enter Kryptonian afterlife by experiencing himself to a large chunk of green kryptonite. Basically, the guy just committed suicide. Ouch. The 4 Galactic Thief Masters. The only appearance was in Action Comics number 321. We don't know their names, any of them. They were created by Ed Hamilton and Kurt Swan. They fought against Superman, and they worked with Chief Gono Rastan. They had a lifting beam. They attempted to steal the most precious relic of Earth, which is an up-to-debate question to many. Prince Avillo. First unofficial appearance was in Action Comics number 322. First official appearance was in Action Comics number 350. Frederick E. Nelson Bridwell and Kurt Swan. He was the corrupt ruler of Tartarus, the planet, not Hell. That's another way of saying hell. His other alias was Devil's Dozen. His planet was particularly dark, which was a safe haven for criminals and thieves. Damn. Mr. Gimmick, only appearing in Action Comics number 328. He created by Leo Dorfman and Al Pacino. He fought against Superman. He covertly applied a pair set his hands together. It would create a explosion, killing him. He was an inventor, and his hair was red, so Superman could never close his hands, basically, or he accidentally caused an explosion. John Smatton, only appearing in Action Comics number 329, his actual name being Jonathan Smatton. which basically is the same. It was created by Edmund Hamilton and Al Pacino. His hair was red. He fought against Superman. He operated in Riverbank Lair. Drang the Destroyer, first appearing in Action Comics number 329. His last appearance in Action Comics number 351. Created by Leo Dorfman and Jim Mooney. Was the overlord of the Purple Planet. He was fought against Supergirl, and his other alias is Dr. Supernatural. Saturn Cream, that's what she looked like. Yeah, she wasn't in that image. Her first appearance was in Superman number 147. Her actual name is Eve Aries. She was created by Jerry Siegel and Kurt Swan. She was a powerful telepath. Her eyes are green. Her other alias is Saturn Girl and Saturn Woman. Cosmic King, yeah, I got that right. His first appearance was in Superman number 147. He was created by Jerry Siegel and Kurt Swan. His actual name is Levar Bolto, or Dr. Bolto. Was a member of the Legion of Supervillains. He can break down and reapply subatomic particles, as well as break up the molecular structure of elements and rearrange them. Lightning Lord, or Mech Rans, first appeared in was Superman number 147. I was right about that. He was a founding member of the Legion of Supervillains. He was created by Jerry Siegel and Kurt Swan. He was from the farming world of Winaf. His eyes were blue. Brem Bear, first appearing in Action Comics number 336, last appearing in Krypton Chronicles number 1. He was created by Edmund Hamilton and Kurt Swan. He was leader of the gang of kids on Condor. His other gang members were Kizzle Ibo and Vaz Kwa. He was a Quilorian effigy controller. Vaz Kwa, first appearance in Action Comics number 336. His last appearance was in Krypton Chronicles number 1. He fought against Superman. He solved the Sunstone, created by Edmund Hamilton and Kurt Swan. The other alias was Gangalar. Xil Ibo, first appearance in Action Comics number 336. Last appearing in Krypton Chronicles number 1. Fought against Superman, created by Edmund Hamilton and Kurt Swan. He had a sunbreak and he operated on Kandor. Bizarro Supergirl. Her first appearance was in Superman number 140. He last appeared in DC Comics Presents number 71. He fought against Supergirl and Superman. He was created by Otto Biner and Wayne Boring. She was made by Bizarro Jr. She was the imperfect clone of Supergirl, a resident of a cube-shaped world, and a resident of the cube-shaped world of Betrayer. Muto, from I think it was previous video with Joker 20. So first appearing in Action Comics number 336, last appearing in Superman Volume 2 number 137, followed by Superman number 20 and Batman 20. He was created by Edmund Hamilton and Kurt Swan. He worked with Joker 20. He started a series of intergalactic crimes. He is from the 30th century. Parasite. This is a very common villain. His first appearance was in Action Comics number 340. His last appearance was Action Comics number 578. He fought against Superman. He was created by Jim Shooter. His actual name was Raymond Maxwell Jensen. He was an enemy of Superman who could absorb powers. No, don't. And a fun fact, technically, he was Parasite is the sidekick of Terror Man, surprisingly. Anyway, Grax. His first appearance was in Action Comics number 342. His last appearance was in Action Comics number 418. He was created by Jim Shooter and Wayne Boring. He fought against Superman. He had 4 arms and he was the terror of the galaxy. Supposedly. Eterno, the Mortal. Only appearing in Action Comics number 343. He was created by Jim Shooter and Wayne Boring. He's also known as the Zam, following Superman, created by Superman Society and emerged from a volcano and looked cool as hell from it. Acid Master, or the Acid Master, only appearing in Action Comics number 348. He was a communist, American communist, and worked for the Soviet KGB. His actual name being Philip Henry Masters. He fought against Superman, created by Jim Shusher and Wayne Boring. He also renounced his American citizenship to work for communists, and he became an agent of sabotage and terrorism for the KGB, and using his impressive knowledge of chemistry, using acids to destroy stuff. Anyway, Dr. Kryptonite, or his actual name Dr. Kane, only appeared in Action Comics number 349. He fought against Superman, created by Leo Dorfman and Wayne Boring. He was American, and his skin radiated kryptonite. Zafam, first appearing in Action Comics number 351, last appearing in Superman Comics number 214. Before Superman, and he was created by Otto Banner and Wayne Boring, supposedly made by Theseus and worked for the United Crime Society syndicates. He was also basically just an evil version of Shazam. Hell, his name is very close to it. Zavam, Shazam, very close. Miss Captain Incredible, only appearance in Action Comics number 345. He was a homicidal robot. His only appearance was he fought against Superman, created by Cary Bates and Albustino. The whole thing was to help people, but he went rogue and started destroying a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it went dark very quick. His hair and eyes were brown, and he wore boxer shorts. Annihilator, the guy's nickname being the man who so the Annihilator, the man Superman feared, that was his nickname. First appeared in Action Comics number 355, last appeared in Action Comics number 357, where he took over the White House, not the presidency, the White House. He was created by Leo Dorfman and Wayne Boring, actual name being Carl Keller. He fought against Superman. He had an adopted son called Pocketbook Pete, which I predict his last name being Keller, or Annihilator Jr. It was a mini arc basically. Annihilator appeared first, gave Superman a good terror. Afterwards, it was then Annihilator and Annihilator Jr. And after that, Annihilator had to team up with Superman to save Annihilator Jr. because the thing that gave Annihilator his powers, which was basically a punch so strong that it can destroy legit walls, explosive punches, that was also slowly killing him. So, yeah. Plus, also, Annihilator Jr. gave it to all his members of his gang, the Skull Gang, basically. So, yeah, that was a major issue. Anyway, Annihilator Jr. himself, also known as Pocketbook Pete Keller, first appeared in Action Comics number 356, last appeared in Action Comics number 357. The adopted father was the Annihilator. He was created by Leo Dorfman and Wayne Boring. He fought against Superman. Ventricane, first appearing in Action Comics number 362, last appearing in Action Comics number 363, created by Leo Dorfman and Ross Andru. He was fought against Superman and was affiliated with Lex Luthor. He had his own gang. He also created a virus called Virus X, which is supposedly deadly to Superman. Ufula, Ufula, first appearing in Action Comics number 300 and was created by. His first appearance was Action Comics number 300. His last appearance was Jerry Siegel and John Porter. He was fought against Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. He was a robot created by Lex Luthor, and he had kryptonite vision. Marauder, first appearing in Action Comics number 378. His last appearance was Action Comics 418. Created by Jim Shusher and Kurt Swan, he was a space pirate whose pattern and mannerism aesthetic was after Earth's Viking Age, or Viking age. Viking is actually a verb, not a noun. He was involved in 2 attempts to kill Superman, and he had a warship. Rolnak, also known as Satan, first appeared in Action Comics number 378, last appeared in World of Krypton number 2, for against Superman, created by Jim Shusher and Kurt Swan. He was temporarily mind-washed by the Marauder after being intersected by him. Sunburst, his only appearance being Action Comics number 379, his actor name being Brino Algor. He fought against the Legion of Superheroes. His act was created by E. Nelson Bridwell and Wood Mortimer. His half-sister was Uli Algor and was from Score. Speaking of Uli Algor, first appearance was in Action Comics number 379. Last appearance was in Action Comics number 386. Her half-brother was Sunburst. She was created by Ian Nelson Bidwell and Wood Mortimer. She fought the Legion of Superheroes and was from Planet Score. And that's it. Next time we're going to go over Superman comics with a brief glimpse of what the next one will look like. It was basically from the first one I saw, so I guess I need to give you a different one. Yeah, the first few are basically the same. Oh god, I've just crashed the thing. My apologies are amount. Is I'm still recording. Yes. So I guess you get to see the first 3. In that case, my deepest apologies. If I go further, it may crash again. So, for not to have another twister, I'll leave it off here. So next time, Superman comics. Going to be a super time. No one? Okay. Well, hope you liked it. Hope to see you next time. Hope to see you then. This is Matt Limited signing off. Good day. Bye. Goodbye.